All right, we're going to work on these word problems on the bottom. Okay, number 7 says when you work 80 hours, your paycheck is $795.23. How much would your paycheck be if you work 55 hours? So we are still going to set this up as a cross multiply and divide problem. Okay, so first we are going to set it up. So we're going to do 80 hours. Okay, notice I'm writing hours down. Okay, and when you work 80 hours, your paycheck is $795.23. Still setting up as cross multiplying and dividing. Okay, how much would your paycheck be if you work 55 hours? So the trick to these, setting this correctly, is to have the same verbiage next to the same word. So I want this word, hours, next to hours, money, next to money. So 55 hours must go on the top. Hours, next to hours, question marking, money, next to money. Cross multiply and divide. That simple. Next question says, a 20-ounce can of infant formula makes 13 bottles. How many full bottles will a 32-ounce can make? Well, let's set it up again. Okay, so I'm going to do 20 ounces makes 13 bottles. How many full bottles would 32-ounce can make? So 32 ounces next to ounces, question marking bottles. Okay. Cross multiply and divide. Okay, the answer on the calculator is going to say 20.8. But is that the correct answer? No, because the question says full. Full means whole number. So full equals whole number only. So you'll see a couple problems on the homework, maybe on the quiz, it'll say how many full. So every single time it says full, that's going to be a whole number only. We don't want to know how much is extra because 0.8 is extra. We just want to know how many full bottles it makes. Okay, moving to the back side of that page, we're going to do number 10. Okay, but we're going to change some numbers around. Okay, I'm going to put this into real life scenario. So if we have gas prices right now are averaging about, I got gas for $2.08 today. So we're going to do $2.08. And when I pay $2.08 for a gallon of gas, that gives me per gallon, which is per 1 gallon. Okay, I have 14 gallons of gas tank in my car. So I'm going to put gallons next to gallons. Cross multiply and divide. Answer 29.12. How much I paid for gas today with some change. So again, set them up, words next to words. cross multiply, and divide. Okay, flipping that page over, we get into rounding. We've already had some practice on rounding, so I just want you to continue with rounding on this section. On the bottom part, we are going to convert a percentage to a decimal. So we're going to do percent to a decimal. Okay, there are two ways we can do this. Okay, one is I can divide it by 100. Or I can move my decimal to the left. So if I have 33%, I can divide it by 100. If I don't have a decimal, technically my decimal will be right there. I'm going to move it 2 to the left. Okay, let's do another one. These rules will never change no matter how many numbers are in it. So if I look at number 5, which is 210%, okay, technically my decimal will be at the end right there, 1, 2. Doesn't change the rules. Okay, flipping this page over, we're going to go into the opposite, which is turning a decimal into percent. So I'm going to change decimal to a percent. Okay, and we're just going to do the opposite. So what's the opposite of divide? Multiply. So I'm going to multiply by 100. What's the opposite of left? Right. Or I'm going to move my decimal to the right. Okay. So if I have 0.46, move my decimal 1, 2, 46%. Number 2, I have 3.28. Move my decimal. Perfect. Our next section is going to be this bottom section, okay, which is going to be 6 through 10. But first, I am going to give you some sentences that I want you to write down here on this bottom section, and that will help you know where we're going to go and be all on the same page, because there are a couple questions in the homework that are going to want you to have some additional information. So I'll pause this real quick and we'll get set up for those sentences. I will also take pictures of those sentences so you can have those for you on Blackboard.